a couple days for you to grab some of this money. So don't tarry. But about 6 or 7 minutes from now, 4:30, I'll have that next keyword for you to get you $1,000. One of our Pittsburgh bureau chiefs sent me the story out of the Post-Gazette there, the paper of note in the Steel City. This guy who did kind of this is a former defense attorney in Pittsburgh who years ago did this when he was a younger lawyer, did this kind of wild video for his services where he was basically like, hey, if you get into trouble a lot and you need a defense attorney, I'm your man because I think like a criminal. And I guess if you play that role long enough, you'll start to believe it. You know, it's kind of like Saul Goodman, right? If you're dealing with enough ne'er-do-wells for a while, you're going to end up wanting a little taste. And this guy ended up being a real criminal. He was running a marijuana stash house in Pittsburgh. And they ran wiretaps and video surveillance on some bigger guys than him and got down to him about a year ago and arrested him. He's looking at a lot of time. He and another guy were running a marijuana stash house, and the video surveillance would catch these guys taking out boxes and bringing things in and whatever. And the boxes ended up full of about $500,000 in cash.
Ooh.
And they found a whole bunch of marijuana, vacuum sealers, money counters. They confiscated 404 pounds of marijuana from this guy, a guy named Daniel Musig, who, like I said, years ago posted this video that was like, hey, do you get in trouble a lot? I'm your guy. You know, and it'd just be all these like gang members and gangbangers like, thanks for getting me off of whatever.
Consequences. They sure suck, don't they? America was built on freedom.
It's almost like a parody, but it was a real commercial about 6 or 7 years ago.
That is hilarious.
A bunch of people with more money than you telling you what you can and can't do with all their stupid laws. My name is Daniel Musig, and I stand ready, willing, able, and committed to defend you on all manner of criminal charges, including murder, simple and aggravated assault, and possibly even funny throwback crimes such as moonshine. I may have a law degree, but I think like a criminal.
Yeah, that was just a part of his ad.
That is.
And if that's your vibe, by the way,
pretty incriminating.
You're eventually looking to do something you're not supposed to do. Like you're trying to beat the system from the inside.
You're
you
trying
like hanging out with those people.
You're trying to recruit people not only to be your client, but also let's get a little something going on the side.
Let's get a little something going. Yeah. That's right.
See what we can do here.
So he had to plead guilty to conspiring to distribute 100 kilos or more of marijuana. They ran a really extensive FBI investigation that started with a big dude who ran a lot of heroin and coke and pot through Pittsburgh, and they got it down to this guy. These laws are arbitrary. Consequences suck.
Consequences suck. Old-timey laws. I mean, it is an attention-getting commercial, but it reminds me of the episode of Detroiters where they're going through all the lawyers in town because their secretary gets a DUI, and this is when you go I guess we'll get this guy so we can afford.
Yeah. So he had to plead guilty, and he is. I
wonder if he's a Mac at dog bites.
He's going to be sentenced in March. He's facing a mandatory 5 years in prison. So there you go. Lawyer, he went the Saul Goodman route. I'll have $1,000 for you here in a minute. We're also going to get to Terri the Goat's Week 11 picks. She did not pick tonight. She did not pick Monday Night Football, but she did pick the Browns game, which I don't think she did last week.
No,
I think last week was Browns game free.
But it's good that she picked this week because you can go down to the Ivy, and pick against her or pick with her.
Yeah.
And maybe win some prizes.
The Cox Out pregame.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Sunday morning, 10:30 down there. Yeah, we have a little, because we're still we're not getting all touchy-feely with people. So rather than playing some game where everybody's all sweaty and grabbing stuff, we have a QR code that you can scan, and then it lets you vote as to whether or not you think. Now, again, not everybody there is going to be a Cleveland Browns fan, so it's conceivable that some people would cast a vote against her when she picks the Browns.
Even as crummy as the Lions are, their fan base is loyal, and there'll probably be some Lions jerseys there this Sunday.
I was surprised at how many. I'm never surprised at how many Steelers jerseys, because there's a lot of Steeler fans, not just people that come from out of town because it's close, but transplants here. But who was the last team that I was really surprised to see so many jerseys for? And I assume they don't travel, but God, who was it? Who did we play last time?
Well, I think the last home game was the Steelers.
Last home game was the Steelers, but
before that,
last game was Patriots.
Well, yeah, but I'm trying to think of who it was where I saw a lot of visiting team jerseys, and I was very surprised. I don't know.
Cardinals?
No, I don't know. Probably would have made for a better story if I'd be able to remember who it was, but I don't remember.
I'm just going through our schedule right now.
Yeah, it's not that important, I guess, but...
Well, now it's important to me now.
Now you want to know.
Yeah, I want to know what team you weren't expecting to travel. Let's see.
God, it was recent, so it couldn't be that far back. I mean, that's
what I'm saying. Like Cardinals or...
There were a lot of Bears jerseys, but that almost seems too far back. I don't know.
It definitely wasn't the Texans. Chargers? No. That was in LA. It's got to be the Cardinals or the Broncos. Or, I mean, those are the last two home games we had.
All right. Well, neither
before what's their faces, the Steelers.
Yeah. If you listen to the show on iHeartRadio, by the way, some place outside of Ohio, tell me where you do that, because I always like to make sure people are on the map. They'll say, hey, put me on the map. AJ listens in Cumming, Georgia. Eric is a new bureau chief in Florence, South Carolina. Chris is in Newcastle, PA. Mark listens in Kindred, North Dakota. Sarah is our bureau chief in Rawlins, Wyoming. I was watching Forensic Files the other night. And those are all pretty old. The OG Forensic Files, they just do marathons of them all the time. And for some reason, you never see the same one twice. I don't know how they managed to do this. Show's been on for 30 years. You think you would see a rerun. I never have. But they did some case from like the early aughts where some dude got killed in Rawlins, Wyoming. And I go, hey, we got a bureau chief out there. And Gwen looks at me like, great. What? But that was like my reflexive, some of these cities I only know because we have like a listener there. Let me give you some money here. It's $1,000, a chance for you to go fund yourself. Last couple days to do this, so listen closely and good luck.
The Buzzard wants you to go fund yourself and score $1,000 now. Text the nationwide keyword BANK to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's BANK to 200-200. Good luck and go fund yourself from 100.7 WMMS.
There you go. We had Pat Caffrey won $1,000. He's out in East Lake. He won $1,000 yesterday. So congratulations to Pat. So you have the remainder of today. You have tomorrow, and then this round of Go Fund Yourself will end tomorrow evening. Well, let me get to Terry's picks here.
Football all the way. Football all the way. Yeah, wouldn't you say? Football all the way. Football all the way, football all the way. Yeah, I wouldn't say football all the way.
All right, week 11, Terri the Goat is an actual goat who lives out in Carlton, Pennsylvania. That's where Al Marcinek runs Marcinek Farms. He's our bureau chief out there. And every week for the past couple of seasons, he has sent us Terri's picks. And they're usually between 9 and 11 games. Sometimes we'll get 12 if she's extra hungry, because the rocks go in her feed box and they fall out, and those are her picks.
Very scientific.
Very scientific, yep, within standard deviation plus or minus 2, probably. But we have 11 picks this week.
Here we are back in Carlton, Pennsylvania, where the goats are fighting to get in to watch Terri make her picks for this week, week 11. Terri decided once again to don the Philadelphia Eagles jerseys for this week. and she is ready to go. We will release the door, and Terri is now charging to the prediction station. Her predictions will be posted on Thursday.
I just like the notion that the goats are fighting. They're fighting for a pole position there to watch her make her picks,
well,
right?
Terry's the celebrity goat amongst them.
That's true.
None of the other ones have been on the radio.
Nobody knows their names. No. I guess we could rectify that, but who cares?
Watch this video of a goat on TikTok just kind of walking around in this guy's workshop, and he's like, told you not to get up there. You shouldn't get up there. You better get down. And the goat's just kind of wandering around, and it gets ready to jump to another table. But it's a workshop, so like it's, you know, there's nothing for it to really latch onto. And this goat tries to jump and just completely face dives into the ground.
Really?
And he's just like, see, I told you. And I don't know why this is, but like it seems like the goat was actually, I mean, it shook it up, but it's also like embarrassed, like tries to like walk away like nothing happened. Like,
yeah.
Come on, we all saw it. Stupid goat.
So I've got your 11 picks here for Terri the Goat. And we've gotten mail from people before who, as silly as it might seem, tailor their picks along with Terri's. And some people have won some money. Some people have won as much as $25, if memory serves. So here are your picks for Week 11. I did post these already at the Alan Cox Show Facebook page. If you want to look at that. She picks the Minnesota Vikings over the Green Bay Packers. Is Aaron Rodgers out or is he in?
I think he's in.
He's in, okay. She picks the Buffalo Bills over the Colts. She picks the Houston Texans over the Tennessee Titans. She picks Jacksonville over the San Francisco 49ers. She picks the Jets over the Dolphins.
I can see that.
She picks the Eagles over the Saints because she's wearing that Eagles jersey.
Yeah.
See, that's the difficulty in Pennsylvania is your allegiances are pretty solid until you get to Central PA. Then you've got some decisions to make. I think a lot of people in Central PA kind of default to the Eagles, but obviously if you're in Western Pennsylvania, you're a Steeler fan. Even Eastern Ohio, a lot of Steeler fans there. It's when you get to that dead center, Central PA, where you just have nothing but hills and shacks that probably have someone chained in the basement of them, where you have to decide if you're going to go one way or the other. She picks the Cincinnati Bengals over the Raiders. She picks the Chiefs over the Cowboys. How are they? The Chiefs aren't doing what they used to be doing.
No,
right?
they have not had a great season. I mean, they're kind of righting the ship now, but still not killing it. Like they're really underperforming.
She picks the Cardinals over the Seattle Seahawks. Russell Wilson in there?
Yeah, he's back.
Mm-hmm. Still married to Sierra?
Yep.
Okay. She picks the LA Chargers over the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's got to make you happy.
Always.
And finally, she chooses the... who does she choose between the Browns and the Detroit Lions? Who do you think?
I think she's going
Which way do you think she'll go?
I think she's going Browns.
She goes Cleveland Browns, yes. Picks the Cleveland Browns over the Detroit Lions for Week 11. Those are Terri the Goat's picks.
Football all the way, football all the way. Yeah, wouldn't you say? Football all the way, football all the way, football all the way. Yeah, wouldn't you say? Football all the way.
So we'll see. She has had a real hot and cold season so far.
I feel like mostly cold.
Mostly cold.
But
that's
she's
that's
picked some
safe
crazy
to say.
upsets, though.
Yeah, that is safe to say. But she went 4-7 last week. She went 3-9 in Week 9. That was her worst week so far. 3-9. So we are at the halfway point, obviously, because we're past the halfway point.
Yeah.
So we'll see how she does in Week 11. Baker Mayfield says he is the most beat up he's ever been in his NFL career.
Was he hanging out with Tommy Lee, too?
So he said, but he's still going to play against the Lions on Sunday. It is very hard, as much as people want to put their hopes and dreams into Baker Mayfield. just as a casual fan, it's very difficult to figure out who is correct about him. Because half of these pundits go, give him time, he's great. And the other half go, nope, he's not the guy. He doesn't have it. I'm not sure who to believe. Because it seems to change week to week.
Yeah, it really does. Because there will be a week where you're like, oh, he's turning it on and he's getting it right. And then the next week you go, has this guy ever played football before? What is going on here?
Has he ever played football before? You see that viral video of that kid who's like 11 years old or something, and he's just running routes and he's throwing these bomb passes?
Yeah, he's just like doing all these quarterback drills. And he's just zipping passes, and like his footwork's good, and other people are like, oh, he's probably not going to be anything. It's like, who cares?
He's fun now.
Let him. Let's enjoy it for what it is. He's a kid that is doing some cool stuff.
It's fun now.
Yeah.
He's just laser focused on these passes.
Yeah. Nothing I could ever do at that age. Be
Yeah.
tripping over my feet, throw a ball 8 yards like I was garbage.
Underhand.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Jets announced Joe Flacco is their starting quarterback. And then, of course, they asked him if he's vaccinated. He goes, no, I'm not vaccinated.
Also, this is a good time to remind Browns fans that we could be the Jets.
We could be the Jets, yes.
So, as much as this season's been tumultuous, we're still 5-5. We're like a half a game or a game and a half out of being in the playoffs. It's not the end of the world. People had sky-high expectations. It's a long season. Still plenty of games left. And we're not the Jets.
Right.
Their starting quarterback right now is Joe Flacco.
Who I can't believe is only 36 years old. I thought Joe Flacco was like 55 years old.
No, he's just been through it.
Or not,
Yeah, I'm not vaccinated.
and just your reasoning for that?
Yeah, listen, I mean, I feel like I definitely have my reasons. I honestly probably like to talk about this topic more than anybody. It's one of those things that you debate with all the time, but I've overall felt like it's more of a distraction than anything. So I feel like to kind of talk about it too much and give you all my beliefs.
Yeah, of course he feels like it's a distraction. I don't want to talk about this at all. I have my reasons. I was talking to Aaron Rodgers a lot. He gave me some really good information. Shailene Woodley's making toothpaste for me now, too. Yeah, so anyway, we are not the Jets, that's right. Only thing is, if you're a Jets fan, you're still living in New York. So your entire identity doesn't have to be a Jets fan. Whereas in Cleveland, your entire identity, if you're a Browns fan, because you're like, well, what the hell else is going on?
The Cavs.
If the Jets always stink, which they usually do, they're like, well, we'll just go do something else.
There's plenty of Jets fans that is their entire identity, though, even living in New York. Because there's New York City, but New York City's not full of New Yorkers. So it's...
No, but Jets fans are always New Yorkers.
No,
Jets,
right,
those guys are just screaming.
But they're from Long Island. They're not from New York City as much as they're from surrounding areas and even New Jersey and places like that. So I think, because I just don't think there's a ton of people, from New York, really. Like New York City. It's a transplant city. Just
New
like
York,
LA.
Everybody says LA is a transplant city. There are a lot of native Angelenos. There are a lot of people go, nobody's from LA. There are millions of people are from LA. There are a lot of, not everybody.
Let me have my dumb theory.
But nobody walks in LA.
You can still have your dumb theory. Nobody what?
Nobody walks in LA, so maybe that's where Bill got. Maybe
Listen,
that's where his theory.
That's what Dale Bozio wanted you to think. Is that her?
Yeah. Terry Bozio? I don't know.
Terry is a husband drummer. Yeah, I always confused Missing Persons with Berlin.
Yeah,
so
totally.
I always confused Terry Nunn with Dale Bozio. So I always thought of it in terms of like Jets fans were more like out on Staten Island, and Giants fans were closer to the epicenter there. Like Giants fans thought of themselves as like somehow above Jets fans.
Yeah, I think that's
Jets fans
true.
feel like a much more blue-collar fan base.
I would agree with that. Yeah, I think the Giants are the more marquee team, and it's similar.
Mets and Jets.
Yeah.
It's Yankees and Giants.
Yeah. That That's
my dumb theory.
I'll agree with that dumb theory. And I'll take down my old theory. Just throw that one in the garbage because it was pretty trash, I'll be honest. And I'll just go with that one.
Yeah. Let me break here. If you want to get a text for anything, 35192. You can watch if you like at alancoxshow.com and listen anywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.3